Okay, we have Jango here with his first drop-off session. He's not here for very long, just an hour. He's excited, like very excited, which is actually good. Excited oftentimes makes it hard for them to think, but excited can be just one of many feelings. But if excited is the main and probably the only feeling right now, among a few other, but I would say lesser feelings, right now the main one is excitement. He's curious, he's eager. He's got a lot to figure out. There, he did well just watching that dog. But he's not too worried or overwhelmed or overstimulated yet, which he could be for his first time. Pet parents just left him behind with me, so this is a lot. It's also why I do have him in my arms. But his initial reaction was curiosity, excited. He started pulling one way or the other. He wants to do things, and this is going to be good for him to figure things out and see. He's a little bit all over the place, but for now I'm not going to expect really much of anything at all. It's more for me to see how he is, how he feels, how he chooses to handle different situations. This is why I haven't even swapped him to a different harness. I just want to see how he does. Of course, I'm going to keep everything safe. We're not using a long leash by any means with him quite yet, but I know he will often bark at people or dogs. But I think right now, and this is why I like doing this near my home, a dog that is in a neutral setting, different new setting, is less likely to bark, and that is because they have to figure out the setting, they have to figure out what's going on. They have so many other things to worry about, one of them being their safety, their well-being, what's happening, and so they're not gonna usually resort to their own behaviors as much, or what they have learned in order to deal with the environments that they do know. And so it can make it quite easy for us, or a lot easier, to work in neutral settings where our dogs can then adapt or just figure out a brand new way just by default to be a brand new or different way to react to things, to figure things out, to problem solve. So that's why I like working in new and neutral settings, and also easier settings. So this area here is quite calm and quiet, nothing too big happening. You saw just now he's pulling in the other way, so I think he wants to head back to where his family was last. So makes sense, makes perfect sense. Most of our dogs, no matter what the issue is, they'll do that. They want to go towards somewhere where they'll see what's familiar, which is, again, they're the owners, family, whoever dropped them off, because this is going to be a challenge, and not in a bad way, but a challenge where he's going to have to do new things, different things, and we all want to, of course, go home when something is new and challenging and maybe difficult. So I can't blame him for trying to do that, but that's why I thought, you know what, let me pick him up. Worst case scenario, we start building our bond this way, which is when you and I are together, nothing bad happens. If we can have that, a level of neutrality, then we can start building on some more curiosity, more will and more interest, more of a drive to do things and not feel the need to just hit the eject button and go home. But if he was really having a hard time, he would also maybe be whining. Even in my arms, he'd be squirming out. Last time when I was at his home, he was barking at me, but right now I'm all he's got, so he's not barking at me. He's not uncomfortable in my arms. As you see, his neck, his ears, his eyes, he's taking everything in, even though he's in my arms. And I purposely pick him up to make it so it's a little bit easier for him to take everything in, because this is his first day of school. He's got a lot to do, he's got a lot to learn. So why don't I just make it a little easier for him so that he has a pleasant 1 hour, so that he looks forward to the next and the next and the next. This is good. Not using any food yet because I think he's got enough to figure out. If he takes some food, that could be a good indicator that he's doing well. But I think for now, again, my expectations are very low. I'm not asking for anything. I just want him to be. And so if he's able to do that, that is enough of a reward for us at this moment. And then once he feels more comfortable, then I can start adding more stimulus, including more dogs, including more things. So I'm gonna put him down here, see how he does. Maybe he will try going back. Instead of carrying him this time, I'm gonna try just kneeling. Oh yeah, oh, he came for this. That was good. That was good. I'm gonna do that a few more times. He's not sure what we're doing. I'm just giving him chances where, oh yes, I like this behavior. You know what? He's quite a confident boy. He's maybe a little inexperienced, but he learns quite fast. See what he does there. He's got the choice to either pull in that direction or maybe come back to me a little bit. We'll see what he does. He's not stressing too much. He's trying to problem solve. He's thinking, what can I do? You know what? He's not doing too bad. He's got a lot to learn and figure out, but that's normal. I just placed him somewhere completely new. We barely know each other. But based off of even just that, he's doing quite well. So I will bring out food, and his response here just now tells me that he is quite eager for it. It's not going to be too much. So let's go ahead and use it. Oh, but he's not taking it. There you go. So that's a good indicator that there's a level of stress going on there, which doesn't surprise me. He was interested, so that's a very good start. He did not care for the food from the moment he heard it. It means something to him. There's some value there, but he's got other things to figure out. So I might just have to pick him up now, just so we can go a little bit further. But this tells me quite a lot about how he feels. We're actually gonna go to an open field, see if we can just get him smelling things without having to focus on necessarily a direction that we're going. Okay, we've got all the space here. Or maybe we'll run, maybe I'll just let him explore. I'm just gonna let him walk. There's no concern of cars here. I'm gonna see what he's gonna do. So he's going the same direction where he got dropped off. Obviously he can't go through here. Just wanna see what he does. He's thinking about what he can do. He's considering his options. Yeah, on top of that, he hears people working there. I don't mind taking the time for him to figure out. Whoa. Oh, hi. This is a very good choice. Oh, hi. I know scary trees are moving. Come. Let's see if I can get him moving a little bit. Yeah. Whoa. Yes. Yeah, we have a runner. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Maybe I should have brought the long leash. Yeah, we do. We have a runner. This is so good. Yes. Yeah. All right. Ah, this is good. Not just for him to blow off some steam, burn some physical energy, but also to bond with me a little bit. Especially when after I kneel down, which is also a trick that I really like to use with dogs. Not even just small dogs, just any dog. Kneeling down can be a little bit of an invite without you having to say anything yet for them to come and greet you and interact with you. And that's what he chose to do instead of worrying about what was going on over there or going back in that direction. And now he got to run a bit because of that. And now he gets to just snuffle, just smell around, and I'll see what he does from here. But that was very good. I love that he made that choice to check in with me, come to me, and then we had a beautiful little run. And now I'm just letting him walk, just letting him explore. I don't want to put any pressure, any expectations. Again, I just want him to do what he feels he needs to do for now. If it's to run, I'm okay with that. Do I have any trees here? No, not here. So he's once again just thinking about where he is, what we're doing. I'm gonna try kneeling down again. Oh yes! Very good choice on his part. Very good choice. Normally I'll get this more with dogs that are very familiar with me. But he's enjoying this. I'm gonna see if he chooses to walk with me just now. Maybe a few steps. He's still a little focused on where he was last dropped off. I'm not too worried about that. It could be something to, of course, consider if it's going to hinder his development a bit, because I want him to engage with me, with the environment, with what we're doing. and so of course he's whining a little bit now. He's wary of what else or where his family is can be, of course, a little challenge. And I know we're looking at tackling separation anxiety with him. Not quite seeing a whole lot of it. I'd see a normal level for now, based on the fact that it's his very first session. But I want to get to see how he does with other dogs fully, because last time during his at-home session, we didn't have many dogs around and it started raining. So I'm going to see if I can't get him to walk with me, I'll carry him, and then we'll see if we can see some dogs at a distance or from my arms, and we'll take it from there. Come on, Jango. I know, so hard everything is right now. I know. Okay, I put him back down. I'm not sure if he knows which direction he got dropped off now. Come on! We're just gonna walk for now, see what we get. If I have to pick him up again, I will. He needs to mark everything. And hopefully maybe we'll run into some dogs from a safe distance and we'll see how he does there. Sorry, dude. Come over here. Okay, he's coming along. That's good. Okay, there's a kid there. We're gonna take space just in case. He's taking even more space, which is good. But there's no sidewalk there, dude. I know. Come. I see you. I see you getting a little nervous. That was good. Definitely good. He feels okay enough to explore around here. Just smell around. Even though there are people close by. We're gonna mark that. Okay. Come on. Yeah. Are we giving up here? I'm gonna try kneeling down. See what he does. If he doesn't come, that can be a very clear indicator. Hey, this is way too much. Or I want to go that way. I know they dropped me off that way. But I know for sure I'll lose him even more as we start going that way. So I'm gonna make it a little easy for him. Allow him to take a break in my arms and see if we can run into some dogs. All right. Okay, just my luck. There's a dog there. He locked in a little bit, not too much. There we go, locked in again. I'm not getting a feel for any stress or anything that I should be concerned with. So we're gonna keep walking. The dog seems more stressed than us. But I just want to see how Jango does with me here. Pretty good. Just got some looking. That wasn't too bad. What I'm gonna do is take a few more steps, and then I'm gonna put Jango down to see how much he cares about that dog, and he doesn't. I'm gonna give him another chance to maybe remember the dog. Oh, he's walking that way now. Maybe if we walk that way, which is the direction where he got dropped off, and where the dog is, maybe we'll get to see something. Again, my expectations with leash training, leash walking, and really his overall choices are very low right now. This is the first time that he's here. I just want to see how he does naturally in a neutral setting. Of course, I already know how he does at home where he's familiar, but I want to see if a change in environment is enough to naturally help him also change his behaviors. We are going to keep a safe distance. He's not pulling too much now, he's pulling a little bit more. He's focusing on the dog again. He's definitely excited. I want to see. I am aware that there's tension on the leash right now. Giving him a few seconds to show me that he'll disengage from the dog at all and engage with me. Doesn't seem like he's able to right now. So we're just gonna walk past once again. I think they're gonna also walk past. Maybe now that there's a little bit more history, we'll get something else. But yeah, he's way too focused on the dog. Enough that I wouldn't be able to trust him to re-engage with me. Even if Jango did everything well and we're trying to meet that dog, but that dog doesn't feel comfortable. That alone is a situation where I need my dog, or the dog that's with me, to feel as though, okay, if I'm not sure what to do, let me re-engage with Carlos. But you saw the tension on the leash. You saw even from a very good distance, Jango wasn't able to disengage at all. That for me is the beginning of interactions that might not be so desirable with our dog. And so I'm definitely, of course, not gonna wait for something more to happen. I'm not gonna approach that dog. The most I'll do is this. And some dogs wouldn't even be able to handle this. I'm glad that Jango is able to. He's able to at least be calm enough in my arms where all he gets to do is watch the dog, just like he did just now twice. He did it even more so intensely the second time around, but the first one was not as intense. The second one definitely was, and it was intense enough where I think Jango would have maybe wanted to interact a bit more, perhaps a bit more quickly, sooner, which is fine, but I want even more so for Jango to show me some signs or indicators that he'll also interact with me, especially if it's needed. Okay, so if I don't really feel that way, the last thing I'm going to do is approach dogs. I need to focus more on our engagement, and this is what we went through during Jango's at-home session. Is engagement is everything. Engagement, 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 so that we have those moments where our dog might not know what to do, but his solution, his go-to, is to engage back with us. That can be a life changer. That's something that's going to help us trust him more, trust other dogs more, other situations more. But until then, we want to, of course, be safe. We want to handle situations that or go through situations that we can handle, that he can handle, where he's able to make better choices. We're going to see what we get in this environment. We've gone past his drop-off point, so I'm wondering if he's gonna try to pull back. So far he seems more so curious, eager, interested, excited, stimulated by things around him. Nothing I'm too concerned with right now. Usually with him we'll see more concern towards people, which I'm definitely, of course, looking out for, but I'm not seeing much of that. We are definitely keeping a safe distance, especially when he focuses to that extent. Come on, Jango. You see, I don't talk to him too much. He's already going through enough. He probably doesn't hear me, but when I am making something happen, so for example, walking in an opposite direction with him and he's coming, then maybe I'll say his name so that we can start forming that association that when I say his name, we move, we go, we make something happen. Otherwise, for now, I'm okay with this. Again, we are keeping a safe distance from people or dogs, everything in case he feels concerned. But I think he's more curious, wondering, engaged with the environment. I would definitely love for him to engage more with me, though. But right now, it's like he's in a whole new, brand new place, and he's just trying to figure out what to do on his own, which is fine. Eventually, I want to be part of that conversation. But for now, he is just taking everything in, and he's not doing anything wrong. He is definitely distracted, but he's not doing anything wrong. So I'm okay with this for now, for his very first session. And we'll see if we eventually do run into a dog, so I can give him another chance at showing me how he feels around them and what they mean to him. Okay, we'll see how he does here. There's a dog over there. There's quite a few. I am I'm gonna keep our space because he's already focused. Okay, he's walking with me, that's good. But we'll see. Jango, are you able to come with me? Yeah, that's good. Yes, good job. I think they want to greet, but I am not so sure yet because he focuses quite strongly. I'd like to have a little bit more of a bond. Jango, over here. We'll see how close we can get in a manner that's comfortable for me, Jango, and the dog. Come. Yeah, that's good. Trotting is good. Come on. Come. Yeah. Oh, I love that eye contact there. I don't think he'll take food. I'm curious to see what he'll do when he can't greet. That'll also tell me a lot. What happens if I walk here? Oh, he's able to disengage. Beautiful. Good job, Jango. That's a good choice. Oh, I know. I think he's probably just done. Yeah. He is also not really in the mood to greet. I think a lot of it is just a natural response to a dog. Is a bit of intensity there, wanting to meet. But I don't really think he is that interested in really greeting. I think he's more so going through the motion because as soon as he has the option to disengage, which felt like it was a little bit tougher with the other dog, but it was probably because he was more so in my arm, so he can't really disengage that easily and he can just watch. But now where he gets the chance, because I walked further away from the dog, he then was able to walk away. So there's another one there that he's locking onto. A little guy over there, a little girl over there actually, I know that dog. But I am not yet comfortable. Here we have a lot of tension, way too much interest. I got a little bit of eye contact there, which is good, makes me feel better, but I'd like a little bit more before we are gonna meet, especially with an intact male with a little bit of a barking history. So he's curious there, but I don't think that he really would be greeting in the way that I would like him to. She's gonna come here though. Come, Jango. Come. Even though Nina would be a very good dog to greet, I don't think I am comfortable with Jango quite yet to do that, given how what's the right word, how not necessarily interested, how strongly he feels about meeting a dog. Okay, I'm recording with my phone now. My camera's battery just died. So we just walked, we didn't greet at all. I'm not fully comfortable yet. And this is something to very much keep in mind. Even if your dog seems comfortable, even if the other dog seems comfortable, even if the person is reassuring you that it's okay to meet, if something inside you tells you that you're not 100% in it, if it's not a hell yes, it's probably a no. And so what I'm doing just now is letting him explore, letting him just watch things instead of focusing on dogs. We've seen a handful now where I have a feeling of how he might be, but he's not yet where I would want him to be, and that's normal. We're just, of course, getting started, and there's some history, of course, with other dogs. Nothing too bad, more so just barking. But I'd like for him to feel a bit more comfortable, a bit more engaged with me when it comes to other dogs. I need to be the primary focus before I can trust him to make decisions in environments where I don't have control over everything. I don't know how all the other dogs are going to be. Even if they start with a perfect introduction, I cannot guarantee everything. So I need to have a lot of trust in the dog that I'm with, that they'll be able to make good choices in almost any environment. Of course, everything can still change in a second, but the more trust I have, the better I'm going to feel. The least trust I have, the more I know, there's no rush. We're not having to force anything. We just need to take our time and make sure that it's quality time that we're giving him, whether it's with dogs, people, environments. I want him to feel good, or at least to feel okay, to feel safe, to feel comfortable. And then we can, of course, take things from there. But I don't want to push it. I don't want to force it. And I think he's ready to go home. With additional sessions, with more training, he's going to feel more comfortable, more at ease, not just with his pet parents, but with me, of course. And we'll be able to get a lot more out of our sessions, of course.